Hello, everyone, and welcome to Gamebreakers. I'm here with my Gamebreakers crew. I got Allison and Thomas and Will, and we are playing Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition in the Tomb of Annihilation module. And we find ourselves at the end of a rather epic encounter here. You should go back and check it out. Um, see our earlier episodes to see how the heroes got where they are. But for now, we find ourselves in this room of lava. You see the body of this lich drop to ash and scatter. There's some ash there on the floor and some swirls away into nothing.
Good riddance.
Since being so
Oh,
fine.
I will
And
absolutely
there's a
catch some. I will
dink.
absolutely catch some of that ash.
There's ash to be recovered.
Uh,
And there's
in-
also that
Into a vial.
sound.
Oh, there's not though. We're in a silence.
There was a indeed. And as the thing hit the ground silently, I am reminded. I will also come back to that very clear to Wayne that there is something there on the ground that fell.
Right as he jumps in. I think I on top of him when he went. I don't remember exactly who got the last shot in, but
I know
uh
we kind of played a little loose with our spot here. It's angled and the squares aren't great, but we managed to cram in there and do a dash through and
yeah, I
you know
was I was doing a lot of bouncing back and forth.
loose
And I'll
through
do the same
things.
thing to go get the ashes and then bounce back and notice, oh, there's something
Something
there.
there. There is a a necklace, some kind of amulet.
Uh
And those that
Does
get a
it
glance
seem
at it will get
cursed?
a chance to make an Arcana check to make some kind of recognition. But Azaka points it out as it falls.
And I think
Tim
the
leans forward and looks to it. Definitely magical.
Can I
the
grab
the
it?
the lunatic, I think, is looking at you all trying to communicate in the silent spell, and because his passenger is the intentionally not helpful one, he's just kind of sitting there, letting the silence hang.
Right?
So I'd like to try and catch it with Mage Hand.
Okay. I mean, you can certainly snatch it up there off the floor. And you have it in hand.
Hmm.
And
What
then,
should we do with it?
Wayne is like to the lunatic, and the lunatic will finally drop the silence spell.
Okay, and the silent spell drops away. And Tim communicating, telepathically, shares to would that be who's nearby?
All of us.
He'd probably talk to Chippy since he's doing the telepathic bond thing.
Mm.
So he'll pass it to Chippy. Definitely see. I found some kind of magical amulet.
Well,
So he
uh,
points at it essentially.
Chippy rolled a 6 on his Arcana check, plus the 14 makes a dirty 20.
Okay. I am trying to get a longer description here so I can. It has an aura, which I couldn't tell you the type here, but with the Arcana check, you would identify it as it's a control amulet for the Sphere of Annihilation.
Right. That explains why he could make it move so far.
Or something.
Cool. All right. I was gonna guess it was like that other amulet that that allowed you to not be screwed up by the teleportation. I mean, trying to teleport around, but apparently it's different. Who has that one anyway? Oh, it's silent in there. You guys still, there's no
No,
point
no,
in talking. Oh,
the lunatic dropped it.
yeah, we got to remember that one because that's going to be key to getting out of here, right?
Anyone got to take a try to use that arcane gate?
Oh yeah, sure.
It's Chippy
Hey,
still
do we still
holding
have
that.
Chippy's copy?
Copy of.
The copy. The guy.
Oh,
Oh no, he was sent to escape. Yeah,
he ran away. Yeah, we.
with the
Oh,
others.
that's right. Okay.
Yeah, we gave him enough potions to survive and sent him for the door. Hope he made it.
All right. I
So
like to jump through a lot of portals and doors, but I don't know about this one.
I'm on it.
So there are these balconies with yet unexplored things, and
Oh
there's
yeah.
this misty gate here to the south.
Wayne just looks at him like, oh, shiny things. I mean, like, if it's more than loot, let me know if you need me. But Wayne is a little unfocused. Like the he hit the goal. The thing is done. Like it's done now. This was the only thing, and he just like he's a
Now
little
what?
dissociated. Sure.
Hey,
Let's take the
lunatic,
thing.
can you please stop the silence spell?
He did a while back.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
done now.
So Chippy's going to go ahead and cast Identify and identify the misty portal-y thing.
Gotcha. Okay, so this ornate archway looming over this balcony. There are grinning skulls molded into the frame, and a glowing mist swirls. So it's like a mist wall. There's you got some identify, and it tells you that it's gonna take creatures and what they're carrying to another area. It's a similar archway. It seems to be linked.
Okay.
Lucanist, it looks over the body of the ashes. If only that could bring back all these dead Omuans. My whole city's just forgotten now.
Their bones are back there, and resurrection works again. It's not forgotten. Your queen is right over there.
That is something to consider.
I got so
Right.
many diamonds.
I was
Yeah.
waiting for this day.
I mean, careful what you wish for, I guess. But a lot of people are going to be gunning for a piece of Omu. But you definitely earned a share of loot. You've earned a split of whatever money comes out of the last couple levels. I don't. We'll make sure you're taken care of. You're wealthy. You survived to the end. Well, so far. Maybe that portal is just like straight to hell you go. Because it's wherever he came from. And I believe he would have a condo in hell. If anybody was gonna just be chilling in the city, have an apartment in the city of Brass, it's gonna be that guy.
Of course. So Chippy, armed with this knowledge that it's linked to another gate that's nearby. So the amulet, the gate, and then the balconies.
I mean, another gate nearby, that
Same plan.
that could mean like loot room.
Could be a million things.
But so, Shregun, are you saying it doesn't seem like a trans-dimensional portal to me? Like it's more just in this dimension from one location to another?
Yes, similar to how the amulet recovered from Withers, currently carried by the lunatic. It seems to
Nice.
be
Okay.
short and also keyed to work within this tomb.
Oh,
Yeah.
so because
So,
of
this is probably not going straight to his apartment in hell, then, Wayne.
that's great news.
And Roken, surrounded by all these, what are these? Do you investigate further?
My Arcana's not amazing.
But you do have an investigate.
I will roll that.
Yeah,
I'll
go ahead.
yeah.
Check that out.
All day.
And the lunatic was going to detect magic, and he'll kind of like
29,
make
baby.
rounds as we're investigating.
Okay.
And you still have an extra D4 on ability check, and +3 on damage if it comes up. Or no, stun attack.
So across the room, you find ornate glass bottles and fluted silver urns and ivory caskets and all vessels inscribed with sigils. These definitely seem to be magical of some kind, and Arcana might tell you further.
Good. You just that list of things you described. Should I add my ranger bonus for favored enemy to my knowledge check here?
For Arcana, yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned urns and coffin. It seems a lot of grave type things, like vampire coffins.
Urns and caskets.
A 21.
These are lich phylacteries. Not just a singular. These are lots of different liches.
Wayne just looks over to the lava.
You do know that phylacteries are not easy to destroy. That is, it usually requires some kind of ritual or some kind of special terms of destruction.
I also know that
Lava could do it,
a lich
but also
only can reform within a certain area of its phylactery,
Indeed.
and that's good enough for me.
I was gonna say,
Right.
throwing lava certainly makes it inaccessible.
Right.
So Wayne starts tossing items into the
I
lava
he
below.
definitely just whichever one he was looking at when he realized, oh fuck, this is a phylactery.
Wait.
Guys, what should we do with these? Like he tosses the first one. What should we do?
Chippy says, wait, what about the portable hole? That would put it in a different dimension that would be harder to get to and from. I mean, that might just mean it
You can
severs the connection, right?
you can strength your way out of a portable hole. It's like it's pretty easy to fight your way out of that
Or
paper
just
bag.
planar travel, plane shift.
Yeah, it's not it's not as foolproof as having them immersed in lava as soon as they come back to life. I mean, that's
That seems fun.
So one of them goes in the drink.
but I mean, if we want to take it to a priest, I don't know any priests that specialize in this, but I hear my mom has some juice.
With the Arcana, you realize you do know that you could study these things to devise something, but it's in the same way of like undertaking a quest. Like it's a special item or a special condition or a special ritual.
Okay.
Each one.
I'm
They're all different. They're all different.
in that case, I am going to before we do anything, I'm gonna copy all the shit on all of them down. I've like fully just like get a drawing of each one and like notes, and if I can find a name or anything that looks like an arcane mark or something unique and identifying, all of it goes full notes. And that's going to take a minute.
It would be like studying a spell book. Each one is its own unique item.
Yeah,
Although
not
something
trying to
like
decipher
legend
anything,
lore,
just scribe it.
something like legend lore might tell you too.
Oh
Right.
yeah. So Chippy just did another Arcana check on one of the ones. When he sees Wayne's interest, he starts studying one near him, which means he has to actually move over there. So he's going
There's
to get
12
curious,
of
and
them on each balcony.
so Chippy had kind of gone and hid in the corner, but he's going to come out of his spot and come over to let's say the same balcony with Wayne, and just grab a different one and start studying it. I rolled a 23 or a total of 23 on the Arcana, um, and um, and at some point, uh, whether it's whether it's Wayne or Chippy that thinks about legend lore, maybe he'll start the legend lore ritual just because.
Wayne wouldn't have thought of it.
Maybe in all the
Right.
Arcana-ing, this idea popped up.
Right? Does identify give
There are
gives an
20
identity?
remaining.
All right, folks. Here's what I think. As the undead expert in the group, we get all the identifying features to be deciphered later on. Put them all in a specific place in the lava. And if and when we track down those liches, we'll know. I'll know. Hey, if you could help me take notes, I've got. Apparently, I'm going to launch a whole raft of adventurers out to go lich hunting. And we're definitely putting them all in the lava. Unless somebody wants to do something else.
So
Nope.
as Wayne becomes active, what are the rest of you doing here?
hope it didn't burn it.
Right? It's fun, right? Like,
Yeah.
Peace.
I got this one done.
So you recognize that like trying to scribe them is going to be something that would take an extended period
Yeah, and that's
individually.
he'll uh trying to think if there's some sort of like magical or shenanigan way to perfectly uh retain a memory, but worst
Right.
case somebody can do a mind probe later.
Yes, there is. And fortunately, it's a very low level spell. Unlike Legend Lore, which takes 10 minutes to cast and it's not a ritual, so it is actually using a spell slot. So uh, I'm happy to do that.
Identify.
Identify can be a ritual. It takes a minute to cast, so it's slow going. If we spend a minute doing an identify on, or actually a minute plus 10 minutes, so it would be 11 minutes as a ritual. So I could use up all my first level slots and do 4 identifies, or I could do as many as we wanted, 11 minutes each.
And what was the one you said might scribe it perfectly into like just make me be able to remember it perfectly to write down later? Or was
Right.
that you're throwing out identify for that?
No, that was it's a weird spell. It's the one do you remember in the bar when allegedly Chippy uh told the locations of the magic circles to the other nice elf
Encode
woman.
thoughts.
I heard about the
Yeah.
alleged incident.
Yeah, well that was in Code Thoughts. He just handed her uh his thought in the form of a string. Um my the one thing I have to look up about that though is, can I do more than one of those? I don't know how many urns you could minutely examine and then cram into one thread.
Would I
But it
still
does
have the
exactly what
memory?
you're saying.
Would I still have the memory? Or is it like pulling a thread out of my head meat?
Well, the thread would have a duration. You also know that those aren't indefinite. That last for 8 hours.
Oh,
I
So you
I
could
think it's a
create
copy.
threads.
I think it's copy, and it's copy, not cut from your head.
Memory, idea, or message. Encode. But identify would also individually give you the information. But you're talking about spending some minutes, which is
right.
that
And
what
also,
monster
like
too?
we've got so many to.
Yeah,
Kashma
even
will.
even me, the
Yeah.
person who's like, yes, all the gems. Like, oh, God, more. Like, my pockets are so full.
Like, I mean, these aren't gems necessarily, but they are a
Somebody
dangerous
would.
magical construct, right?
I mean, if you're a certain sort of bastard, somebody would pay a lot of money to you know, get a hold
Kashma
of.
speaks up and says, "I can only hold this wall for 10 minutes. This temporary bridge." She pats her
Oh,
foot on this because this is a pit and there is no sides or sidewalk like along the top here, like this walking area.
thanks for the
She
heads
did
up.
a wall of stone for the piece over here.
Do-
I
Doesn't
I
only
that
mean,
have
mean
about
it's
9
permanent?
minutes left of that wall or that bridge of stone.
How to
in
pick your.
Code Thoughts only lasts. It's only one thought, and the maximum is 8 hours.
Okay.
So that's not
Well,
really it either.
I think we should save spell slots, but take the amount of time that it takes to like just get a
You can
sketch
ditch
of
them.
each pot and all of the relevant writings, etc., markings and what have you.
it would be days of studying it to have an accurate transcription.
Doesn't have to be
For me.
perfect.
But
Definitely doesn't have to be
Identify
perfect.
definitely does meet those same qualifications here. But as you start spending some time like looking over them, Keshman's like, I only got 9 minutes left on the bridge. What do you want me to do, guys?
We don't really need the bridge. I mean, we have flying brooms, and worst case scenario, I can cast fly.
Yeah. We'll tie some ropes.
If you got two of those immovable rods, you could have some fun, hopping back and forth between those across the way.
I don't know that everybody that I want to be able to get out of here is gonna call that fun.
It's a state of mind.
Yeah, I think anybody that wants to cross now is fine, but I think we're fine without the bridge. We can solve that problem another way whenever you need to let go of it.
Yep. The lunatic will go ahead and post up over here.
At the Misty Gate, okay. So are we gonna do some spell slots? Or are you just gonna toss them all in this like one corner so you can retrieve them later? How do you wanna proceed?
Hmm.
All the magical items we're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, he's really not looking to get a full like detailed analysis, like shape of thing, color, marks that stand out.
Mhm.
All right, check this out. How about for each urn, I cast a magic mouth. It could even be on the urn itself. No, it needs to be something we can take with us. So let's say I'll cast a magic mouth on this piece of paper here, or whatever. And I have 25 words for to describe the contents of that urn, and I'll just do a different magic mouth for each one. And so we'll have, what is it, 25 urns or however many urns there are. So we'll just have a different magic mouth for each one. And we'll say, number 3, who's in you? And then that'll be the trigger for that magic mouth to tell us whatever 25 words it says. It's a lot of work, but I'll do it if you want.
I mean, how many magic mouths can you cast?
The ritual.
Going back to that ritual question, it's a minute to cast each one, so I can use up the spell slots, or I can do them as rituals, and it'll take 11 minutes each, and I can do an unlimited number. Wouldn't it be fun to have like 50 magic mouths that you're just carrying with you at all times?
So
Terrifying.
it's not that the information is slippery. It's
What
that
you
you're
mean?
trying to take notes. Like you can say, like I saw one was a bottle, one was a casket, right? One was a this. But if you want to like study it to learn from it towards like what, who, and what and how, that's going to take the extended study or something like identify. That's the only
I
thing I'm trying to give you is that to
all I
get
want is
for
notes that will
arcane,
make
you can
all I
take whatever
want
notes you want.
all I want is
Absolutely.
notes that will give someone with more knowledge than me a crack at it. That's it. Like I'm not trying myself to decode anything. I'm just
Right.
quick scribing.
To be useful, it would take time. That that's what I mean.
But I
For
mean
someone
days?
under,
Like that's multiple hours per pot. I'm not recreating them. Like I
you
can
can take whatever notes you want, but to make them useful for arcane study would take an extended period of time. That's what I'm saying.
Like what interval of extension are we talking? Like you said days early. Like I'm not trying to get that level of detail. Right? With
Right.
that I could recreate the damn thing.
Exactly. And then someone
That's
else can
not
pick it up and
It's not what
and
I'm trying to do.
and
I don't need perfect recreation. I need reference.
right. You can take notes and describe the things. That's you can take whatever notes you want.
Yeah, enough to give somebody with an actual training in this an advantage. That's it. Right? But even that will take like maybe in the hours range. Right? If I'm giving a half hour of attention per pot, that's still
Right. I
with
mean,
with two
really what
dozen.
yeah,
That's still in
it's
the hours
gonna
range.
take some time. But
Yeah.
you
I'm I'm
seem
I'm
to
okay
have
with committing
no
hours. Is
threats here
anybody
in front of
else?
you.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't a couple hours doesn't make a difference to me.
Right? We could short rest if folks need to. Right? I'm okay with plowing that much. Like it's not days. Like if I take a half hour per pot, I feel like I could get somebody the gist of it. And if they wanted more, then we can cast magic then. And then they all go in the lava. As soon as they've had their half hour of sketching and important text quick scrawl copying. Uh if any of them are in a language I recognize, I guess I'll translate it. But other than that,
Right.
uh yeah, half hour each and then they're all in the lava. That sound good?
Sure.
All right. Well, Chippy digs through his bag and he says, "All right, I got a deck of cards here, so I can keep myself occupied if I need a break. I wasn't going to do this, but I'll just stay here and just study them. And as soon as I finish studying each one, I'll just throw it in lava. And then, you guys can get back and get me in like what, 2 weeks? I'll be fine. I'll
Well,
take a break every once in a while to, refresh myself."
no. We half hour study. If you want to put some identifies, if you feel comfortable putting the spell slots out there, throw it out there. We're not. Then they go after a half hour of whatever analysis we can give them. They go in the lava, and if it's important to come back and get them, we know where they are. Right? We're not spending days on this. We can send. We know a kobold professor who might have an interest, and he can come live down here for 2 weeks.
Right?
I bet our
I
lich
could
friend
certainly
would.
use the rest, says Asaka.
I bet our lich friend
Leans
would
back
know
against
something about this.
leans back against the wall and slides down to like a sitting, propped up sitting. And you take a more relaxed posture and find some much needed rest. It is still very early in the morning, just a little after 3 a.m. You had finished a night's rest, but you had a very intense few minutes, moments, really, moments.
Chippy will just um unobtrusively do an identify ritual on the nearest one that hasn't been thrown in yet.
Yeah. So as you do your identify, and you learn that part of it is a list of its materials, right? It had like and it has sigils, markings in different languages. And in the end, it comes down to like, it is a phylactery of a specific lich, right? You have a name, and then also you have the method of destruction, possible method of destruction. I'll have you roll a d10 for that one.
I heard roll a d10.
Yep.
And this will help. This will make it possible for Wayne to kill it, and that will make him happy.
Indeed.
Or
I rolled a
some
4.
other adventurer that needs to make his bones. Can't hog all of them. Be rude.
Rolled a 4.
It seems that this glass bottle with ornate carvings and, alchemical concoction inside, which you could list off, exotic materials, happens to be only destroyable by intense heat. And as it hits the lava, you have that satisfying pop as it, heats and explodes open and shatters.
I will whisper a little prayer to my angel and her goddess. With everyone I toss over, this one's for you. Another one for you. One for me. One for you. No, I'm just kidding. That one was for you too.
And you find yourselves taking the option for a short rest here as your other members sit down to catch their breath.
And then I'm happy to be the first one through the portal as we're like chatting I think across platforms. Like I'm down to go across through the portal first when you guys are ready to go.
Chippy stops the identify ritual he's in the middle of and sprints over to you. He's like, "Okay, let's do it. Let's do it."
No, finish up. How many this is like during the rest. Like are you not resting?
Yeah, he was just doing identify rituals. I mean, he's got all his spell slots. He doesn't really need to rest for anything. I don't think he even got a. No, he got a couple hit points of damage, but nothing nearly as interesting as magic.
Uh yeah, I mean in that case identify all of them you want. Like 10
No,
minutes.
I want to go through the portal with you. That sounds fun. Let's do that. I'm
I
bored
was
of these
gonna do
things.
I'm gonna do that after everybody's rested.
Uh, well, maybe I should just pop right through and come back and tell you what was over there.
Would
Broken, you want to help?
I don't care.
that's
I want to go.
Oh, wait. Wayne wants us to wait. All right, we'll wait. He goes back to
yeah,
identifying.
unless I'm finished. Like this was a conversation I was having, like trying to have during the rest, like to plan ahead, not to immediately act. Like I'm still doing what I'm doing. I didn't say
Right,
let's go.
you
I
get your
said
short rest.
when we go.
Rippy Chippy is one of those people that librarians all recognize and dread when they see him walking in.
Yeah. Wayne knows, and that's why he had to rephrase with more explicit meaning. Right? Don't get squirreled.
And your various companions seem thankful for the opportunity to rest.
Yeah, a bunch of
Pick up
people
some
took a bunch of
rations.
hits.
So that's 2 or 3 more identifies. Should I roll a d10 again?
You get an hour.
Okay, so 11. That would be what, 5?
Sounds about good.
Let's say
And
4 because I said I stopped the one I was in the middle of to talk to Wayne. So
indeed.
I got a 10, a 5, a 1, and a 3.
And you find the details on 4 more of these liches, which we can detail out as we find necessary. But for at least 4 adventures. One requiring a named magical item, one requiring, a special time of year, for a special ritual. It goes on.
Just gonna add Book of Liches to my equipment. If we want to make a whole bunch of quests out of that, that's what we'll do. We'll write a whole source book, the 24 liches that were in the Tomb of Annihilation.
And in that time, you find these various things, have ended. There's the why is this not selectable? I don't know. Anyway, my bad. The arcane gate is gone. The sphere of annihilation remains.
Oh, wait, so the portal is disappeared, huh? Man, I should have seen that coming.
The Arcane Gate?
I was
Like
just
the
trying to clear up the space there.
yeah.
That's all.
This
It's not,
portal.
nothing's actively going on or changing.
Oh. Right, this is still open.
Indeed.
Okay.
The arcane gates that you cast earlier is concentration, right? Up to 10 minutes. So you probably dropped that when you went to your rest. But
Yeah, I
also
probably dropped that a while ago.
So the arcane gates are gone. The silence is gone. I couldn't select that. You have the Misty Gate and a handful of phylacteries and some better refreshed compatriots. Go ahead and get them mixed up over here before the things moved on.
And once we're rested and scribnered, and I have marked the position of each of the liches in the triangle of lava.
Indeed.
Are we ready to roll?
You put it in a particular corner, I guess. Pile of them in there.
Yeah, almost like I just overlaid a grid over it, like say every
Yeah.
5 feet.
Copy that.
I mean, he does have like map tools. He probably has graph paper.
Given time, you do this. And at the end of your short rest, you find yourselves slightly refreshed.
I'll go through first unless somebody else wants to. Have we checked it for traps?
I guess
It
I can do
was
that. Oh, it was already?
identified. It was identified as a magic
Oh,
item. But no investigation has been made.
I'll do an investigation on that. Uh,
Good call.
28. What I know, what I see.
The
okay.
grinning skulls molded into its frame certainly appear menacing, but hold no hidden sigils or runes or traps or glyphs or other things that you would know to look for. As far as you can tell, it is not trapped.
Doesn't seem trapped.
Great. See you on the other side. He will put his hood up, have his bow ready, have his shield out, just in case, and step through.
Uh-huh.
Alex and then Chippy will follow. Both invisible.
Okay. So, as you step through this misty gate, you find yourself stepping out of an identical misty gate of ornate skulls. And you seem to be in an underground chapel. Black basalt pillars. There's a polished obsidian altar. And resting on that altar is a leather bag the size and shape of a human body, which appears to have been sewn shut. Beyond the altar, there's a heavy black drape that hangs from an archway. There are a number of emaciated figures,
Hmm.
green-skinned creatures shackled to the walls, each of them gazing at you with a singular eye, the other one obviously missing. Looking up towards your arrival, you hear some gibbering and drooling and a little bit of shaking in the manacles. Freedom, free us, please.
Alex is going
I
to start.
believe Wongo. Wongo's with
Lunatic.
Lunatic. Right.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
he's the one that doesn't care.
Alex is going to cast detect thoughts on one of them, and after the surface thoughts, try and go a little deeper and figure out what's going on, what its story is, what it wants
Okay.
besides freedom,
Gotcha.
whether it would attack them.
Nothics, you know that they have an alien mind, and you know that they do have an obsession for secrets, which they seem to be able to glean from people's minds. But looking over to their surface thoughts, you see that, or you feel that while they were once a typical sapient, they have long ago been driven mad. They were trying to study Asarak and his methods, but have since been used as sacrificial material. They just want to be free.
I'm gonna go just poke the bag. See if is it something? Is it moving or is this like?
So you approach the altar and you can make your spot or perception or investigate, or I don't know how you're proceeding here. But it is not obviously moving.
I don't like it.
Am I adding my undead bone?
Nope.
Okay, well, so investigate is a total of 22.
So it seems to be a hastily made bag of dino leather, typical Choltian type, material. Um, there does seem to be a body inside, yes. It's not wriggling or writhing or being obvious in any sort of motion. But yeah, you're pretty sure there's something in there.
I will wait for Roken.
Mhm.
To go through the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, fine. I'll go. I'll
Now,
follow.
you head inside. Now, as Wayne walks across the room, these creatures kind of turn to face and try to get your attention, but these two at the front are motioning towards one to Chippy and this one to Alex. Please free me. Let me go.
So even though they're mad, and they have the whole secrets thing, whatever that is, Alex doesn't get the sense that they would that they mean us any harm, that they would attack us.
They don't seem deceptive or aggressive. They've been abused and shackled, and they want their freedom.
She's gonna tell that to the rest of the group.
Great. I don't have the keys.
And
I have a
Roken,
skeleton key. It's a 5% chance to fit any lock. But that's it.
Roken has a approach room, right? And you see these simple shackles, in your opinion, and the body bag that Wayne has inquired about.
For traps, open it up and I'll ready in action in case it's awful.
Yep.
Just because we cleared that last room doesn't mean this room isn't going to still turn.
I got a 25 total.
Okay, so as far as you can tell, this is sewn closed. This would be like a funerary or sacrificial type method being sewn inside. It doesn't
Like
have
a sacrifice.
it's not like a bag that you would button or unstrap open. There's nothing on the altar or the bag that gives way as dangerous. No traps.
No traps that I can see.
We want to open it, see what fresh hell we have to deal with now. Hey, does anybody? I'll call around. Hey, does anybody know what's the secret that's inside this? Hey guys, we're gonna try and get you out. What's here? What do we got to do here? What's the deal?
Hippie's gonna see if he sees anything magical about the bag. He rolled a 29 on Arcana.
There is nothing that is magical about the bag that you see that stands out. No traps, no magic. Tim joins.
I can very, very solidly say I got nothing about this bag.
Well, his body.
Yeah. Well, there's no sign that it is magical, or nor have I heard of anything remotely like this. I mean, knife?
Yeah, open it up. I'll ready in action in case it's awful.
All right. Chippy has a +2 dagger in there somewhere. He doesn't pull it out very often, but he's gonna. Do you want me to roll an attack? Like to just cut open the bag? He's gonna just do one end first. The end that seems like the head end.
Okay. You open, and with a obvious It's Volo. He seems unconscious.
Volo. Ha.
What? I won't even ask what you're doing here.
Unconscious.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I didn't shoot and then open the bag. I had thoroughly considered it.
Dang.
Chippy's gonna cast detect thoughts to try and get a sense if it's really him or not, or what his dreams are about, or what mood he's in, or something.
Right. And you had some um, detect thoughts, right, when you looked across the room here. So, um, he's confused as to why he's in a bag. He was paying for first-hand accounts at the bar over drinks. And there was a story about a dragon. It's fuzzy. Rub's head.
Well,
I
you're
mean, he's
welcome.
still unconscious.
Right. So
But it seems that even in his unconscious state, he doesn't have a clear memory of why he's here.
But it does
And
seem
he
to be
even
him.
tells you about why he knows about being here. And you do have these creatures from the side that want their freedom.
yeah, I'll if you say they're simple, I've got thieves' tools. I'll give it a crack if you want to start giving it a crack. Let's get these guys out of there at least calm. Not immediately homicidal.
It's DC 10. And if you have tools and Roken joins you, you will quickly make quick work of the shackles and begin freeing them.
I made it for all.
And
I
as they
did half.
as they are set free, they rush to each other up to the top. Does turn, and one of them, they as you set them free, they look to you. Thank you. That is kind.
You're very welcome. Sure, whatever you did to insult or bore and or delight the lich, you didn't deserve that. So, do you know how to get out of here? I mean, you're out of chains, but I mean, freedom's only freedom if you. I mean, you right now you can choose to go anywhere in the dungeon. Seems pretty safe, but still a dungeon. You guys know a way out?
Well,
If you see a mirror, don't look in it.
they approach the drapery at the north, and they pull it aside. And as pulling aside, the one pulling it open says, "Mind the bones." And one of the other ones on the other side says, "If you're looking for treasure, follow the purple trail."
I look at Roken and I know.
All right. Well, I'll see you guys in a minute. Tell you what's up.
Let's all go down the purple trail first. What my bones.
And as the curtain is pulled aside, you see a 10-foot wide, some longer, 40 something long hallway. You see four decorative archways that have blank walls within them. There are three paths marked out in red, gold, and purple tile that snake across the floor. and each of them lead to one of the three archways. There is a charred skeleton on the floor, pointing to a fourth archway, which has no path. There is a single torch at the far end of the hall, and a bronze plaque. It has some writing on it.
Let's look at that.
Yeah. What language?
In common,
Oh,
behold the
common.
fate of those who defy me.
I mean, it's a real hollow threat. uh, so purple
Vision
door, they
with
say.
Jacob, which I think is Nozaka.
Mhm.
It says purple's my favorite. I'd go with that. And Shigambi, is that Alex? Shigambi.
No, Alex has Ejin and
Ah,
Chippy has Moa.
okay. So it was Asian that says purple's my favorite color. I'd go with that.
That's sort of a quandary because Ejin never sticks with the plan.
Yeah, it's not the plan.
That's
It's just the favorite
why.
color.
All right, let's check out the treasure, and then find a
What
way out. It
about
says
your
follow the skeleton. I'm guessing something on
unconscious
that
person
wall.
here? Does he remain on the altar?
No,
Medicine?
we'll drag him
Something.
up. Wayne will carry him.
Okay. A heave over the shoulder. Tim steps forward and says, "After you, Broken."
All right. Should I investigate this additional hallway?
Yeah, you would now revealed.
All right. So looks like I got a with the blessing 29.
That's super solid.
Yeah.
So with that, you would find that there is some recessed pocket door here and here. So I kind of gave a little bit of a
Hmm.
depth or opening there. You're familiar with you've seen a bunch of these little pocket doors,
Right.
right? It's like a cobblestone push and then it slides to the side.
Yep. All right. Yeah, there's some pocket doors. Do I see any traps? Doesn't sound like it.
The secret doors spotted. Additionally, there are these, four archways, three pathed and one unmarked, right? And amongst those, you do see that there are some glyphs of warding, magical traps. And one that stands out is right here.
Hmm.
Oh, big trap
You
there.
see another glyph of warding at the gold arch, another secret pocket door. It seems to have a glyph of warding. Magical trap.
So yeah, some magical
The
traps.
purple trail leads to a northernmost arch. Doesn't seem to be a door. Or anything at all, just a wall. So a number of things. The glyph of warding seemed to be triggered by the door. So opening the door would likely trigger these two. So two
Okay.
trapped secret doors. And then two archways that seem to be nothing. Is it safe? Asked Tim.
No. There's magical traps, but there are like 4 pocket doors, it looks like.
4 arches. 2 of them are secret doors with traps. 2, the red and the purple arch, trail arch, seem to be nothing.
So, Tim, can you do dispel magic? Can you dispel one of those glyphs and I'll get the other one?
You could also like damage the glyph, right? It doesn't necessarily need as strong a tool as dispel magic. It could also have an eraser.
Ooh, an eraser. That seems like a useful object, a glyph of warding
Or the
eraser.
or the end of your sword or something else to disrupt the sigils.
That sounds fun. Okay, Chippy's gonna do that in a dramatic, sort of a silly way, as sort of like a acrobatic dance move.
All right.
The first one he's gonna use one of his sleeves, and then the second one he's actually gonna use one of his furry ears. And
And with a flare, you've disrupted the glyphs. And Ijin speaks again. Purple's my favorite. You should walk the purple path.
Is that the one that got dispelled?
No.
Oh.
There's the gold one, and then the one with the skeleton pointing at the wall, the archway of the wall. No path. Right? There's 4 archways, 3 colored paths. The red one goes here, gold here, purple here.
Right.
Gold was a pocket door that's trapped. This archway with no path and the skeleton is a pocket door and trapped.
Right. And you said one of them just got dispelled?
Both pocket doors have been dispelled.
Oh, okay. Fully neutralized.
So the pocket doors should be safe to use. And then the red path archway and the purple path archway end in a wall.
and anyone that happens to watch Chippy's dramatic presentation about wiping the glyphs off of the wall, he gets a grand total of 7 for his performance check. So it's probably worth a cringe.
Great job, Chippy. Couldn't do it without you.
Nice. Nice.
If we're
And
going
yes,
through
he's
the
proficient.
if we're going through the purple, we'll ready in action there.
Hemstep sword. Yep, that disrupted it. There's no magic there now.
Roken, you want to go first?
Sure.
So where are you headed?
The first door.
Purple.
Purple.
Yeah.
So purple archway, right? The path lead, the tile, purple tile leads to a stone archway. No traps, no secret door, an archway of stone.
You said it's still trapped?
The
Okay.
golden arch it was a pocket door that's trapped, that's now safe. And the second pocket door was trapped and is now safe. So the magical wards have been removed. There are no more traps that you see.
Okay. So I wanted to go in. Well, I don't know why do we keep talking about the purple one? That doesn't. That's
The
just a wall.
the Nothics.
Treasure.
Yeah, the Nothics said if we're looking to treasure, we follow the purple trail.
Okay.
So
It just led to a wall that I saw. I thought that wasn't where the pocket door was. It's not what I heard.
Right, the pocket door is at the end of the gold, and also where there's no color, but there's a skeleton pointing at it.
Don't touch the skeleton.
Yeah. I mean, so like, yeah, looking at the end of where the purple route goes, is there anything special about this wall here?
There's nothing that stands out about it as per your investigation.
oh,
Yeah.
okay. I I mean, you said they were crazy. Uh, okay, then which one?
All right. Let's do the one that the gold one ends in.
Okay, the gold one here. You now feeling safe, the door is opened. And
Alice
you see
Alex
a
is gonna
hallway.
ask Alex is gonna ask Ejin if if Ejin has any idea how to do the purple what's going on with that purple road leading to a wall.
I said you should walk the purple path. You've
Ooh,
meandered about the room looking at things, yes. And purple is my favorite color. You
yeah,
should
that's a
follow.
good point. Alex is gonna fly down to the ground and she and Chippy are both gonna just walk along the purple path toward that section of wall.
Okay. So as you are making that trace out, we have Roken who opened this door here and revealed an area beyond. Looking down that hallway to the east or to the west there. And there is a soft dulcimer music that pours forth from the room. You see that the room is painted in kind of a gory red, and you see several bookcases here at the end. There's obvious cobwebs and dust. It seems old. And thematically, we'll have Alex and Chippy arrive at the path, and when you arrive at the archway, you find the stone is yields to you like it's mud. you can press through it.
They will say, "Hey guys, look," and then go in.
Okay. As you approach, you find yourselves in the same space. And there is a figure in the room, seated against the far wall. Somewhat hard to see through, see in great detail with these bookshelves here, but it's enough to see the figure there. And now that you're in the room, you have more of this detailing. You see that there are hundreds of these leather-bound tomes, and it is so much that it weighs down the shelf and it sags. And the far end of the room seems made up as a study. There's a oversized padded leather chair, footstool, table.
Hmm.
There is this figure, an old man, asleep in a chair.
This must be some nap.
The other piece that stands out is that there are 3 human corpses dangling upside down from shackles and chains, bolted to the ceiling on the north wall.
What state of decay? Like bones? Fleshy?
Fleshy, meaty.
Ugh. Gross. I'm not standing over there. Does the so you said this person seems to be sleeping.
Right?
Um
An old human male.
you
Now
like
that
them?
I've given you the description, like as you step into the room, I'll ask how do you want to interact with this? Do you go closer, check it out, retreat?
Uh, gonna look from a distance, but ready in attack action.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not. He's not like a polymorphed something, is he? Which site?
So you are. I
Not
see
the
that
other
you're in the
hag
hall
again.
here. I see
Yeah.
you here in the hall outside. I was, trying to draw a line from where you're at. You see that there is somewhat of a figure, but if you want some details, you'll have to approach.
Right. I've got line of effect, but doesn't necessarily. Yeah. I will float over a bookshelf.
Okay. And with your height, you see not a human, but an Arcanoloth.
I will send that immediately over the telepathic bond. Guys. Arcanoloth, that's the fox demon, right? I'm thinking right. That's the Yugoloth
Fox,
that's foxy.
both foxy.
Guys. Tell me again what Devixenum looks like.
Um
Guys, it's a fox demon. Is this the guy? Because Wayne wasn't there for any of that.
What does Alex think? Does it look
Not
like
the same.
Devixinum?
Not the same guy. It looks like a human.
Right, but I can send him what I'm seeing.
Oh, you're right. Exactly.
So we're seeing a human, but does
As
does Wayne's thoughts sound like Devixinum, or
no, you have the telepathic bond, so you have imagery. You see that he sees something else entirely, which
Right, which
tells
site?
you something.
But it's not the same. Okay.
Not the same.
well, I mean, they could have some family similarity in terms of like both not being pleasant.
Yeah, they're some species of fiend. I don't know all the
Tim
taxonomy. That's
joins
not
you
my
in the
specialty.
room. That's some transmutation magic there. Points at the old man. Probably alter self. Now all of this goes back and forth on the psychic link. No one said anything out loud as of yet.
Chippy says telepathically, you don't have your bands of Bolero thing anymore, do you? Because he broke it with the sphere of thingy.
Yeah, that's right.
That might have been nice.
Well,
Well, I could put him in a invulnerable little sphere
okay.
pretty quickly.
Yeah, do that and then we'll negotiate. Because maybe it's just another prisoner here that wants out. And you do a kind act to, yeah, I mean, might be able to, I don't know, see how my conscience feels about that.
Mm-hmm.
So go for it, Chippy. Unless anybody
Sorry,
is
out
ready
of
anything.
character, I'm looking it up to see. Okay, it's one action. It's a 4th level. I'm gonna look this up because it may. I want to make sure we can talk to him. So if it's gonna stop the sound, then that would be sort of a waste of a spell, right?
We,
Or
right.
whatever. I'm sure it'll be fine.
I can read. Right. It's
Yeah.
transparent, right?
Okay.
We're
Okay.
in a library. It can definitely read. Right. It's got a desk right over there. It's set up like a study. It can read.
All right. Dice roll for the Arcana check, and Alex is going to assist him with this, so he gets advantage on the Arcana roll, and we get a 30. I'd say that was a success. So we did cast Atuliuk's Resilient Sphere, and I will look up the description so that we can have the details.
Okay. So, as you silently share with each other, I'll also give you the passive, Chippy, that some of these tomes are spell books.
Chippy is desperately trying not to think about that or look at them.
No fireball.
Mm-hmm. You know that there's several books of arcane lore, spell books, spell scrolls.
What you really need to be saying to Chippy very firmly right now is don't stop everything and just sit there studying books for 100 years and just drool on yourself and ignore all of us and everything else. I think that's one of Chippy's character flaws, actually, that he'll wander off and just pay attention to magic to the exclusion of all else. Okay. Concentration up to a minute for Ataliuk's Resilient Sphere. Casting time 1 action, range 30 feet. Sphere of Shearing Force encloses a creature or object of large size or smaller within range. Unwilling creature must make a dexterity saving throw, although being asleep, he probably would fail that. But it's DC 18 normally. Physical objects, energy, or other spell effects cannot pass through the barrier in or out, although he can breathe. It doesn't say anything about sound. So we could, it sounds like we could talk to him.
Okay.
Can't be damaged by attacks or effects originating from outside or the reverse, send anything out. And it's the sphere is weightless, and so we could actually carry it. It weighs a pound.
Okay.
Or he can roll it really slowly if he tries.
Hit it.
So you spend your spell slot, and with your verbal component spoken aloud, his eyes open. You disturb me, and then his eyes grow wide, and a counter spell goes out.
I counterspell the counterspell.
I'm sure.
I use the medallion. Boop.
Doop. What's your saving throw? Got a 24 on that dex save.
DC 18. He wouldn't be at disadvantage though.
Right. So he got a 24. Yeah.
Somebody have silvery barbs? I already used my reaction.
Alex will do a silvery barbs tattoo.
Silvery barbs. That's how do. Boop boop do do. 17. Ah, I think you just said it was an 18. So
No, the save for Chippy's spell is the 18. I have to look at the tattoo. I think it may be lower.
okay. Well, we
It's
got a 17
usually
on that. Yeah.
it's usually as though you cast it.
Well, since it's Alex, she wouldn't have as high of a DC either. But I have to look that up real quick.
Do we want to take a break? I don't know.
Right.
Might be a good time
Let's-
for it.
Right.
Yeah, her
how
DC
does this
is 14.
resolve?
Her DC is 14, so he made it.
So he made okay. So the sphere appears, yes.
Unless somebody else
And
has
it
a
is
silvery
avoided.
barb.
I
Broken?
used my reaction. Does Chippy
Anybody?
not?
Yeah, I guess. All right. So
Right? You've
Chippy
got
will
a
try
tattoo.
his. Chippy will try a silvery barbs too.
Silvery barbs round 2.
Actually, can a silvery barbs be repeated if one person already tried it? I mean, if it was unsuccessful.
A different reaction,
All right.
like a different person's turn, if they have a turn to spend.
Okay,
Got an
next save, I guess.
Got an 18. So that is a save. Mm-hmm. And we'll say that he stands from his chair and steps to the side. Why do you disturb me?
Well, it's either going to be to free you or end you. The next 90 seconds of conversation are gonna matter a lot.
Oh?
Yeah. Are you? Uh, we're surrounded by a motley crew of Acer prisoners. Are you one of those, or are you his willing accomplice?
I have been bound to the library.
How do we unbind you?
I'm not sure I know that answer, even with all these books I spent the time reading, which I'm also bound to prevent from leaving. So there's no checking out of this library.
I can see the lust in my wizard eyes. There's really not a way that we're gonna that we're gonna find a way to compromise on that.
I mean, you're free to read them at your will. I just can't bound to prevent them from leaving.
God, what if you were unconscious?
If I was unconscious,
And if you were unconscious, could you leave the library?
I know that there are usually some consequences that are tied into these things, and I wouldn't trust my life on it in trying to find some creative workarounds.
You're a fiend. It's just your life on this plane. Like you're not from here. This isn't your native. Like worst case scenario, you go reform back home. A couple hundred. I don't know what the time frame for you.
Well, like I said, you're free to read the books as you wish. I have no problem with that. But these points up to the ones above. They tried taking the books and fighting me for it, and I had to. A yellow
What?
banner.
Don't you want to be like free of this though?
Well, there is an awful lot of things to study here, so it's not like, I mean,
How long have you been here?
I'm enjoying this.
Have you not read them all yet?
Well, I
You're a
am
slow reader.
occasionally
That's okay.
interrupted. I have been interrupted, yes.
You must read really slowly. I mean, you've been here a very long time.
Not to be mean
About,
about it.
about a century.
Yeah. What else? What else you been doing, man?
Well, it's not like I
There's a
can add
smutty
them
one
to
you've been
my
reading
own
over.
spell book. My own magical might is entwined within my being. These are interesting ponderings.
You've just been reading the smutty ones over and over, haven't you?
You know us too well.
Chippy's gonna walk forward, walk up to the, old man or whatever it is, and offer to shake hands and say, "I'm Chippy. I'm sorry I tried to cast a sphere, but you must admit that you are a imposing figure. You can see why we'd want to contain you until we had met you. But does he shake his hand?
He offers a hand, yeah.
Okay, so they shake. And then Chippy says, I would like to try casting Remove Curse on you just as an initial effort. What do you think about that? Or
Hmm.
possibly Dispel Magic?
Interesting.
I mean, they're probably too simple, but I mean,
I
it would be
don't.
nice if it was that easy.
It would be nice, wouldn't it?
So you don't object to my trying? I mean, that's
I mean, I've tried banishing myself.
oh,
I used Dimension Door, and I just ended up back in this room.
Good to know.
actually, we had sort of a similar experience. I think that the location that I think the whole environ may have some sort of an enchantment about teleportation.
It
But
seems to be.
yeah,
Well, Mr. Fox,
And with that,
Mr. Fox
we'll
Demon,
take a short break
what was your name?
as we have a non-immediately hostile conversation, and we'll come back to that shortly. Catch us in